The information we have today shows that the prevalence of obesity among Native Americans is higher than all other races combined in the United States. Now, why this should concern us is that obesity can contribute to type 2 diabetes. And type 2 diabetes is the leading cause of death and disability among Native American Indians today. I recently participated in a 5K race last weekend here in Durant, and at the end of the race they had vendors set out with information about different programs within the tribe. One specific booth that I visited had information about obesity and diabetes. It had information on the table about foods that I should avoid, foods that I should be eating, and how much of those foods I should eat at each meal. Specifically, there was one document that showed that I was to eat 15 grams of carbohydrates in one meal. Now, how am I supposed to know that I'm going to eat 15 grams of carbohydrates, that it's there on my plate without measuring and weighing it? And who really wants to weigh and measure their food anyways? Because it takes that kind of an effort in order to create and eat a healthy meal plan. Most people, like me, it discourages us, and maybe it discourages you too as well, from following a healthy meal plan. Because it's not convenient, it's hard to follow, it's not easy to understand, and again, who really wants to weigh and measure their food? Most tribes today have already taken action against obesity by providing education to its members, and most members know what they should be eating and not eating. But getting them to take that information and implement it into action is not so easy. There are members of my own family who struggle with obesity due to poor choices of food that they have made. And that obesity has led to other chronic health-related problems, such as type 2 diabetes, cholesterol, and other heart issues. My father, who became obese, developed type 2 diabetes and had a mini stroke. My older brother, who struggled with his weight, became type 2 diabetic, has high cholesterol, and a few years ago had quadruple bypass heart surgery after he suffered another heart attack. I know that my family is aware of the food that they should eat and they shouldn't be eating, but I've sat there and watched my brother and father eat foods that are not good for them. Imagine having the power in your hand that would help you pick foods that are healthy for you. Imagine having the power in your hands that would help you create conveniently for you meal plans that you could follow that would be healthy, that would combat obesity. Most of us already have that power right now. We have it with us everywhere we go, every day. And it's a cell phone. Think of the times that you went to the store with your list because you're going to try to eat healthy. And you go to the store and you come back with all this food only to realize once you get home and you're sorting things out that there was one item that you forgot. Or because it didn't make the list. Or you didn't buy enough of one specific item. So you have to go back and get more. Or maybe you have just the right amount of food to make your meals for the week. But now you're thinking, how am I going to create this? How am I going to weigh and measure everything out? For most people, it's too much. It takes too much time, takes too much resources for us to sit here and create this list, go shop, bring it back, weigh and measure, and plan out this big meal. If you're like most cell phone users, you have several apps on your phone. I have 86 on mine. There's a lot more than that on my phone. Today's technology has created a society. It has made us where we want our information now, immediately, but we also want it convenient. We choose when we want it. When we decide we want it instantaneously. Whether it's checking the weather, the news, sports, you're streaming your podcast, social media, or just watching a video game, playing a video game. There's so much information that cell phones give us on a daily basis. Our tribe should be using this technology of cell phone apps and creating a way that would make it convenient for us to pick healthy foods, choose healthy foods, eat them, create a healthy meal plan that would be easy and convenient for us to follow without having to weigh and measure everything every time we eat. By creating an app, you could go in and put your age, your height, your weight, your activity, what you do, whether you're a runner, whether you lift weights, or whether you have a sedentary lifestyle, all of your medical profile. By doing all that, the app could then generate a list of foods for you that you could pick and choose from. And when you get home, if you don't know how to create a meal plan from that, the app could also select and suggest for you meal plans accordingly to the foods that you've chosen. And if you're not an accomplished chef, and if the only thing that you can cook has to be microwaved like me, it could also accompany and attach with those meal plans recipes for you to cook that would be healthy. Many grocery stores have apps today where you can do online shopping. So when you decide to have your list, you can, and I have an app right now for our local grocery store here that I can use that's on my phone. I can go on there and pick the list of foods that I want and purchase them, and they're ready for me when I come back. Tribes could use these apps to where they would interface with other apps in grocery stores so that when you go and pick up that food, it's ready for you. You don't have to go through the aisles looking for things. So what does that mean? No more standing in long lines. No more going from one side of the store to the next. No more coming home and thinking, did I get everything, and having to go back again to get something else because I left it off my list. So go back to that scenario when you went to that food distribution market at your tribe, or you went to that grocery store. And instead of having to deal with all of this, you drive up and it's bundled waiting on you. That food has been tailored specifically for your nutrition, for you and your family. Now this sounds pretty amazing, and it would seem pretty simple. But how would we start with something like that? How would we create an app that could do that for us, that would make it convenient and easily accessible and easy to follow? Some tribes already have apps on their phone. My tribe has an app already that we use, and we use it for healthcare. I used this just last week for a medical appointment that I have. And it's the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma's application. And in this app, it has everything. I've had to enter all of my medical profile. It contains everything about me, my history, all my appointments, my ailments, the prescriptions that I have. It even allows me to go in there and request a prescription refill. It'll notify me when it's ready for me to pick up. It also allows me to enter my family as well. All my family's medical history could be in here as well. The technology and the information that my tribe needs in order to make an app that would create healthy food choices and a meal plan for me, it's already there. They already have this information built in. How would it help us also in maintaining or losing weight? In the beginning of this, I told you about the prevalence of obesity among Native American Indians. Many of us need to lose weight. This app could also help us because it's already in there as a medical profile. My tribal physician could go in there with the consultation of a dietitian, look at everything that is about me medically, what allergies I have. Maybe I have high blood pressure and I don't need salt in my diet. They could create a list of foods that I could choose from that I want to eat. And they could monitor that as I go. Once I select the foods that I want, they could create the meal plan for me. I wouldn't even have to think about it. My app would notify me every day. Here's what I'm supposed to eat for breakfast. Here's what I'm supposed to have for snacks. Here's what I'm having for lunch. And as they monitor my weight and as my medical profile is adjusted, they can modify my diet as well. Think of the times that you tried to lose weight and you failed because you either starved yourself or the food that you were eating wasn't fulfilling enough that you ended up crashing on your diet and you ended up eating way too much food and you put on more weight than you had when you started your diet. That would no longer be a problem with this app, with a dietitian and a physician notifying you, getting notifications every day, making sure that you're on plan and on scale with what they have prescribed and recommended for you to eat. Our tribes for years have been giving us information about how we can lose weight, how we can fight obesity through proper nutrition and eating healthy foods. And the frustration's always been that it's hard to pick those healthy foods. It's hard for us to create healthy meal plans without weighing and measuring. Our tribes now have the power, the information, and the technology to create these apps, these meal plans, and these healthy choices for us so that we can follow them where it's not frustrating, it's not hard, and it's very convenient. The only thing that we would have to do is open the app on our phone. Thank you.